Alright, sorry about that. Back with from some technical difficulties. Hopefully I'll be able to edit these videos to where they'll show up together. Or at least, yeah, so I can edit them together. So this is number 13, if I'm counting right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this is a vintage shredder. This is not one of the 10 backs. This one was actually from, let's see, 1990. And you can kind of see all the other bad guys there. In case anyone's not seen one of these weapon racks, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different weapons and 2 throwing stars, and plus the rack. I always like these figures because I felt like you got a lot of accessories with them. These older Ninja Turtle figures. Several of them came with a ton of different stuff. And number 14 here is Super Don. So he's kind of dressed up as a Batman kind of character. He's got a bunch, I don't know if you can see the accessories in there, but he's got several little accessories in there. So, and a little bitty, like, superhero pal, I guess, and a shield. These later cards did not show the weapons on the back. I always like looking at these because if you look at half court, like that paint job is so much better than what was on the original half court, and same way with most of these figures. This is number 15. This is PandaCon, and this, I wish I had my other PandaCon because I'm pretty sure the other one has a white face, and this one's the gray face. So he's a little bit tougher to find. It does have all his weapons here. Yeah, if you look up here, you can tell his face isn't nearly that gray. Man, I wish I had that other one out here. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find mine. Okay, so maybe it's the white face that's more rare. I don't know. I'll have to do some digging on that. I thought the gray face was the really rare one, but maybe there's no difference in them. I'll have to do some digging, so don't take my word on that one. But this one, again, the card is not in the best of shape. You can see his weapons back there. Yeah. So, PandaCon. Okay, so here's number 16, and this is a Rocksteady. This is not one of the 10 backs, but he is one of the original figures, and he still has that really cool box art. So I'm still really happy to have him, like I am to have almost all of these Ninja Turtles. They're all awesome to me. Next up, I've got Muckman and Joe Eyeball. This is another one that needs to be in a Zolo World case. Corner's a little bit jacked up over on this side, but other than that, he's not in too bad a shape. He's definitely not great or worthy, but yeah, the paint job definitely looks a lot better on the back of this card than it does on the actual figure. Even Joe Eyeball has some paint because I believe, yeah, he's got no paint on him at all. But this is another one that I would like to make a custom of. One of these days, hopefully I'll be able to. I think I've got an extra one, so yeah, or at least an extra loose one. So next up, I've got one of the reissue splinters with the golden coin. Yeah, 18. So this makes number 18. He's a reissue. You can kind of see his weapons there. And this one was from 94. This was a reissue. So you got the card and the coin, and then all of his weapons there that you can't see because of the card and the coin. But yeah. Anyway, so that's just a kind of a cool splinter. My plan was to use him to replace my loose one because this one's complete, and I don't think mine is. I think I'm missing a part or two for mine, but more than likely I'll end up leaving that one in the card. So let me grab some other ones. Give me 1 second. Alright, so sorry about that. I'm back. So that left off with number 18. Now we're starting to get into some of the better figures. So, first up, we got Casey Jones here. This thing is in a Zola World case, in case you're wondering. He's unpunched, and the card is absolutely perfect on this guy. He is one of the originals when they had, what, 10, 14, 15, 16, 19 figures or so. So 19 back or whatever it is. Anyway, that is an absolutely beautiful card. Yeah, just a really awesome Casey Jones with all of his weapons there in his bag. Yep. So there's Casey Jones. Next up, this is one I would like to upgrade. This is a 10 back Rocksteady. It's still in pretty decent shape. The card's just yellowed. But other than that, the card's in really nice condition. Then I have... this is a Raphael, and this is another 10 back Raphael with a pretty decent card. There's a little bitty spot up here, but other than that, he's in really good shape. And I know I went through all these a while back in my TMNT collection video, but you know, I just wanted to do this separate. So something you'll notice on these figures is some of them on this, see how the, I don't know if you can really tell, but see how it's lost its shininess? Like this Michelangelo, how it still is shiny and this one isn't. This one was made in 88. So they're both made in 88s. They're both 10 backs. I don't know what causes this, but I've seen a lot of turtles do that. I thought that they were all soft heads that did that. But I can't. I can kind of press on that and it's not doing anything. So there's a chance that this Raphael is a soft head, but I really highly doubt it. But I'm not going to press on the card enough to find out. So yeah, both of them 10 backs. Michelangelo is unpunched. I'm going to move that stand out of the way. I'm not using it. So next up is Donatello. This is another one that I would like to upgrade at some point in time. It's got this real big tear in here. But when I say I want to upgrade these, I'm not too concerned about it. I'm just happy to have them. This is another 10 back Donatello. Then next up I have Leonardo unpunched. Again, he's lost all the shininess to him. And I still, yeah, have no idea what causes that. I don't know if he could just be taken out and wiped down if he would be cleaner, but I wouldn't do that. Again, he is a 10 back, unpunched. Card on that one, he is really good. He's about as good a shape as Michelangelo. But, yeah. Next up, I have one of the pop-up display Bebops. From what I understand, this one is tougher to find than the soft head figures. It's another 10 back and also from 88. The card is in really, really good shape. He would be, like several of these unpunched ones would be AFA worthy, and especially since he's got the pop-up display, which is, I don't know if you can see that little yellow card back there. That's what the pop-up display is. I want to say with Rocksteady it came with Leonardo as a pop-up display, but I can't remember who it was. Each one of those cards is different. I actually have some that came out of these figures. The pop-up displays are very pricey. So next up, another one is Shredder, unpunched, perfect card, and he is also a pop-up display, so he is very hard to find too. Not a soft head though, but he is a 10 back, and yeah, he would be definitely worthy of getting graded. So I'm gonna kind of slided those over there. So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So far we're up to 26 carded figures. And here is number 27. This is Metalhead. He does have the Starburst here. There's a real rare one that does not have this yellow Starburst here. I don't really care to have that. To me, it sounds like a defect, and I don't really want to spend extra money for a defect, even though it's rare. It's rare because it's defective. So, I don't know. I've never been a fan of wanting something because it was a defect. But I understand why people want it, because they can say theirs is different than everyone else's. Whatever. Anyway, so here's the back of Metalhead's card, and he is in really good shape. He's unpunched. Yeah, that one's in really good shape. So next up, we'll go into these boxes here. So this is April O'Neil, and this is one of the. It's still a 10-back, but there was one that was released. You can tell they changed her face. They did, I want to say, several versions of her, but this one actually had a different face to it. And you can see what the original one looked like. Like, that face was just really jacked. This one's got a blue stripe on it. This one's orange and blue. I want to say the rare one was either blue stripe or no stripe. I can't remember. It's been a while since I cared enough to look that stuff up, but that card is in really good shape, unpunched. If she was worth anything, it'd be worth getting her graded just because she's in such good shape. But that one, April O'Neil's are worth hardly anything, even if they're in great shape. Next up, we will go with Genghis Frog. This one is also in really good shape. He's unpunched. One of these days I need to peel these price tags off of here. Because I think I bought all these in a lot at one point in time. All these that are in really good shape. But anyway, so this one's unpunched. He's another 12-back. Yeah. He's a 12-back, even though he is not. Yeah, he is shown on there. And you see all his weapons and everything. My loose one, I don't think I had the sunglasses one. I may have been missing one of the canisters. But he has 4 canisters. There's also a rare one of these where the belt is different, or the bombs are bagged or something like that. I know there's a different carded one out there. If you look... Oh, never mind. Thought it was different. Anyway, so there is Genghis Frog. So now we're starting to get into the really, really good figures. So we'll go through this pile here first. Here is another Michelangelo. This one, I believe, is also a 10-back. Where's Mikey? So this is my other Michelangelo, and you can kind of see the difference between the two. How this one's still shiny, and this one's kind of got that, it's starting to lose its gloss kind of look. Other than that, they're about the same. The nunchucks, I wonder if they are different. So I don't know if you can tell. This one was one of the ones that came out first. If you look, I don't know if I can get those close enough to where you can actually see. But the nunchucks on this front one here are a lot thinner than this one on the back. So this one was a later version that came out because these nunchucks were snapping too easy. Next up, let's go with him. So this is my original 10-back Splinter. So he's another one whose card is in really good shape. Yeah. So Splinter is number 31 if you're keeping count. Number 32 is Slash. This is the yellow black belt with the yellow paint and the pink weapons. There are several versions of this. I used to know which one was the most valuable, but I've kind of lost track of all that stuff. This one's, the card is not in the best of shape because it's got this big tear down the back of it. But if it was just displayed on the front, it does look really good. So next up, we'll look at, we'll go here. So, I need to move some of these back here. Alright, sorry about that. So, here we have an unpunched Chrome Dome. His card is in really good shape. Really clear package. There you can see his weapons, although his weapons are not painted. They're all, or wait, that's his belt. Never mind. Sorry about that. Take that back. But yeah, anyway, there's Chrome Dome. If you remember in the cartoon, he was really, really freaking tall compared to the Turtles. I wish we would have gotten a deluxe version of him. Next up, we'll go with some of my favorites. So this is King Lionheart. He's unpunched and really good shape. This is one of my favorite figures. It was one that I did not have as a kid that I always wanted. Yeah, I don't think I had him as a kid. Yeah, I don't think I ever had him as a kid. I don't think I could ever find him. One I did have as a kid that was my absolute favorite is this guy. So, this is Anthrax, unpunched, one of the best box cards or artwork on the cards that I've ever seen. I'm probably biased because I love this figure so much. Yeah, I played with mine to death. Mine didn't have hardly any of his accessories left. I think I had the ball and chain was the only thing I had left of mine. Yeah, very happy to have this guy. I absolutely loved him. Yeah, he is wonderful. Another one of my favorites that I had as a kid was Worm. I would still say Anthrax was my all-time favorite that I had, but Worm was right up there just because he was so goofy looking. And he even had these little breakaway worms that you could put in his mouth. He's unpunched. The card is really awesome on him. You can see all his little weapons there. Yeah, really, really happy to have that guy back in the collection, or at least a carded version, because I still have my original from when I was a kid. So that is 36 carded figures I'm up to right now. Even though the ones that I showed you before, the ones that are sitting out here on this table, the cards were in kind of not the best of shape. They're still on card. I don't care how beat up the card is. I'm still calling them on a card. Except for the Irma. She's pretty bad. So, but anyway, so I'm at 36 carded figures right now. I've got a couple more to show you. Before I get to the last couple, I just wanted to show you guys this one. This is one of the... What toy company made that? Antarctic Press Toys. And this is the Usagi Yojimbo. Yeah. So this wasn't from Playmates Toys. This is actually some kind of weird line that came out with some of these older comic book characters. The only one I ever really remember is Flaming Carrot. I don't remember any of the rest of these guys. But this is the line that was from Stan Sakai's Usagi Yojimbo. They made several different painted versions of this one. But this is the one I've got, and I'm really, really happy to have this Usagi. Since I don't have an original Usagi Yojimbo, hopefully I'll be able to find one of him soon. So my next two are probably, I can't say these were my favorites when I was growing up, because I didn't even know about, I knew about them, but they weren't anything that, like, Anthrax was the one that I always wanted, or was my favorite, and there was a couple others that I wanted as a kid that I never had. But these next two, I'm just happy to have them because they're rare figures. Anyway, we'll get to it. So, Half Court. He is pretty rare. I do have one of him loose, but he's not complete, so I do have a carded one now. Still has a Toys R Us $3.99 sticker on it. And you can kind of see in the back. I always wanted Sandstorm. You can see the paint job on Half Court. It's so much better on the card. Yeah. Monty Moose was one I always wanted as a kid that I never had. Dr. L. Sergeant Bananas I never had as a kid. Several of these I didn't have. But I'm still trying to find some of these carded. Like, I'd really like to have a Dr. L carded, Monty Moose, Sergeant Bananas, Murdude. I have Mona Lisa, even though she's not on here. But there's still, even though I've got this many, 38, so that makes 39. Was that what it was? 39 carded figures. I got one more to show you. Sorry, that was, he's 37. So the last one is Hotspot. He's considered one of the rarest, next to Scratch. He's kind of considered one of the rarest. I have one of him carded and a loose one, up there with my, I don't know if you can see it up there, but he's up there with my Scratch. To me, I've seen him a couple of times, never out in the wild. So I think that there's some others that are a little bit more rare than him, but nevertheless, that's what he's considered. He's, like I said, I got one of him carded and loose, so yeah, I don't really know what to say other than that. His card back is the same as Half Court. I believe they came out in the same wave. Actually, his card back is different because there's Mona Lisa on this one. And you can see the infamous Scratch right there. But there are several in this back card that I would like to have. I need a Scale Tail real bad carded. That's what I want to get next. He's also one of my favorites. So that is the end of my vintage Ninja Turtle collection. 39 figures. I'm very happy to have every single one of them. Hopefully at some point in time I will be able to upgrade a few of them, but I am very happy to have them. So thank you for watching, and next time I see you, hopefully I will be back with another haul video or something. So thanks for sticking around watching. Bye.